JYSK is the European leader in the design and construction of logistic platforms. The French company owes its success to the development of an international key concept, a design and build turnkey contractor viewed in the eyes of its customers as a single contact capable of undertaking and delivering the supervision of all aspects of a project. This concept allows the construction of a JYSK turnkey project benefiting the client with a contractual guarantee of price and delivery.
To say the design and build approach is characteristic of JYSK when allowing them to provide solutions to customer expectations is not really sufficient when explaining the real benefits and features. Each project is unique in its own way, each requiring a different solution, which is why it is difficult to generalize given the variety and diversity of the different projects to which it may be applied. Therefore, the best way to demonstrate is to proceed by example.
In 2009, JYSK commenced construction of a logistics platform for the Danish furniture store group JYSK in Radomsko, Poland. Originally, the site consisted of one building divided into 3 halls on a surface of approximately 30,000 square meters. The new project requires the construction of a 4th hall, a transfer corridor, a goods-in area, and high bay storage facilities, plus the enlargement of service yards, parking areas, and the construction of new changing rooms. Undoubtedly, the most spectacular elements of the project are the high bays. This 40-meter high, fully automated system, based on barcode technology, allows a large volume of merchandise to be stored using a remarkably limited footprint. One high bay structure offers the possibility of storing a volume of goods equal to the capacity of the 3 previous halls. The Radomsko site hosts 2 high bay structures. In order to protect the merchandise, the high bays, as in other parts of the site, are equipped with anti-fire systems, as well as heating and lighting to ensure a constant degree of temperature and humidity. In construction terms, the main challenge presented by the high bay structures was the establishment of its foundations. The issue goes far beyond the traditional technical requirements of stabilizing any large vertical constructions. No flexibility is possible for one simple reason. With its 40-meter height, the slightest ground inclination or deflection would be rapidly translated to the top of the structure, causing the misalignment of the stacker cranes and rendering them inoperable. Such failure would inevitably paralyze the entire site.
Taking into account local administrative standards is a necessity in any construction company, and is naturally one of the aspects of the work supported by the JYSK in its approach to design and build. This project was no different. Initially, the idea was to provide a high bay erection of a single block. However, an investigation found that the dimensions of the high bay exceeded the requirements of the Polish safety regulations on fire zones. Faced with a need to adapt to these demands, the high bay structure was divided into 2 separate buildings within one fire zone.
The FA4 structure is the extension of the existing facility known as FA1, 2 and 3. It is a distribution platform comprising of conventional loading docks and shelters, but unlike the existing building, FA4 has a jointless floor. This design offers the client the advantage of installing racks in any location without the slightest restraint.
In the case of FA4, the term design in the design and build concept has a particular aesthetic meaning. As you can see, the external facades have been designed to integrate seamlessly with the existing ones. The whole building has a visual unity despite being constructed using different techniques. The design and build approach not only meets the needs of the customers, but also anticipates them. During the design review of FA4, JYSK's engineers came to the conclusion that it was possible to add a mezzanine storage area while remaining within the constraints of the budget. The proposal allowed the client to gain an additional 3,000 square meters.
IA1 is the nerve center of the complete logistics operation. It is from here that, using the barcode system, pallets are unloaded and delivered by conveyors and goods lifts to various storage areas like the high bay structures. Given the need to accommodate the high volume of fixed equipment, IA1 includes 2 steel mezzanine floors, covering the entire area, making the most of the volumetric space provided. This is also the place where we find the server room, offices and other staff areas. The TA, or transfer access, is a corridor linking the new system of storage with the old units of the building, bringing the two together to establish one totally compatible high-tech logistics facility. Due to the uneven contours of the existing land, the high bay floors are 3 meters below the floors of the rest of the buildings. By building a retaining wall to contain the material under the higher area, JYSK helped the client save a significant amount of money by not filling the area under the high bay to raise the floors.
The transfer access corridor shows us another example of what can be done using the design and build approach. One of the main issues in the construction of this part was the joining of the old and the new. Here, on the other side of this wall, is a pre-existing storage area. The task was to establish corridor foundations without infringing on the existing ones. This is what we can see. The reason this column stands apart from the wall is that it is supported by its own independent foundation.
With the newly enlarged facility came the requirement for an adequate changing room. As this building was not connected to the warehouse facility, it was necessary to consider joining the two to comply with Polish employment regulations. The original idea was for an overhead footbridge spanning the truck movement areas below. As this would have presented problems for the client in terms of the supporting columns restricting vehicle circulation, JYSK decided to install an underground tunnel to solve the issues of personnel safety and productivity. The exterior site development is an important aspect of design and build. A good understanding of traffic management and general pedestrian safety are paramount. On this project, additional parking for staff cars and heavy trucks was necessary. Here, as elsewhere, the demands of pragmatism have to reconcile safety and aesthetic criteria to create a place both functional and attractive.
Roads, car parks, green areas. At first glance, this is nothing unusual, and it would be easy to assume that design and build had been reduced to its simplest form. But even this can cause some surprises. The project enlarged the roads and car parks considerably, and in the event of intensive rains, the amount of water drained would not be supported by the city sewage system. To ensure the proper collection of water, the on-site water tank had to be redesigned, and the one we can see here is 10 times bigger than previously envisaged. It was also necessary to install hydrocarbon filters to separate oils and toxins from the water before they are released back into the sewage system to avoid the risk of pollution.
Jacek Przerwa is the on-site client representative for JYSK. After 17 months of monitoring the ongoing design and build process, Jacek summarizes his experience with JYSK.
From my experience, previous experience, there was a lot of meetings, a lot of people, and of course there is very hard to coordinate this kind of projects in this way. The difference between other companies and JYSK is that In JYSK we have on site one contact person which coordinates all works, and we can go directly to this person to react in any case of any problems, of any new ideas. This is real comfortable for investor side, this is very comfortable for decisions on site, and also this is very good for strategy of building works.